And I'm going to ask our MC for today, AJ, to come down and get us started. Welcome, everyone. Again, we are on Facebook Live. If you're joining us live, thank you for joining us. We have Colleen Perlman presenting today. We're going to talk to her in a few minutes. In the meantime, you'll hear a little bit about 1 Million Cups from AJ, our MC today. Our moderator today will be John Foster. So here we go.
Happy Wednesday and good morning, friends. As always, welcome to 1 Million Cups Fairfax. Glad you made it this morning, although the weather was pretty uncertain at this point today. Next slide, please. Okay, we are part of the Kaufman Foundation. We work with communities to help entrepreneurs solve their problems they face in their business. Next slide, please. So we are local and we are national. We are about presentations, not pitches, run for the community, by the community, radically and intentionally inclusive, and we are about building authentic connections. So talking about authentic connections, so folks, go ahead, put your information in the chat, and in the end, you're gonna get all the information from the chat, take it and go build the authentic connections with whoever you please. Next slide, please. Well, we welcome always our visitors. So if you are a visitor or haven't been here for a while, please raise your hand. And when called upon, please tell us your name, your company name, and how you heard about us. John? Please raise your hands.
We got people.
We got people in there, Andrew.
Yeah, the new visitors.
Well, I'm not new. I just spent first time in person.
Yeah.
Oh, first time.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right.
I'm Max. Hello.
Go ahead, introduce yourself again.
Hey, come up to the front.
Yeah.
Come here, Matt.
Where did I go?
Here, right here.
Oh, okay, so they got it in front of the laptop.
Here.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Right here.
Perfect. Yep,
Right
you
here.
got it. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Max Snowmenko. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones, just down the street in Vienna, Virginia. And I've got introduced by Ray. She's not here right now, so she's coming.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Victoria, aren't you new?
Victoria has
Th-
been.
This is my second time. Does that count?
Welcome back.
Didn't scare her away.
We have not scared you away yet. That's true.
All right, so let's move on. So please use the QR code and check in. And also invite your friends to come and register, attend these events, and benefit from these events. And also, it helps us show Kaufman Foundation how active and engaged we are in the community. And also, to make it easy, I got some flyers. If this is too short of an interval for you, take one at home, one home, and you can even register through there. Thank you. Next slide, please. So we cannot do this without our organizers. So, and also we are looking always for new organizers. So if you are interested, please let us know. We are also supported and part of Central Fairfax Chamber of Commerce. Next slide, please. So today we have two sponsors. George Mason, who let us use their facility once a month for our hybrid events, and also John Norse from MP Group. John?
Yep.
There you go. Am I camera? Good morning, everyone. John Norse, MP Group. We take the stress out of Medicare. We are a Medicare insurance agency that is domiciled here in Tyson's Corner. However, we work in 43 states. There's no cost for our services, not only in the initial transition into Medicare, but to manage your benefits for your lifetime. So if you or someone you know needs assistance with Medicare, you can find us at mpgroup.org on the internet or 703-214-4600. I'll put it in the chat. And love my 1 million cups. We got good coffee this morning. Thanks for coffee.
Don got some awesome coffee, so please make sure you come in person next time.
I'm in person.
Mason Enterprise Center Fairfax is where we are right now. It's a fantastic partner for us. They do a lot of work as an incubator with small businesses looking to scale. Eddie Hill has been a really fantastic contributor, collaborator, so please get to meet Eddie Hill, drop in and visit Mason Enterprise Center. You can sign up for tours. They are over 90% capacity.
That's awesome.
So if you're looking for, yes, go Eddie. I think this partnership has been great in facilitating that, and Eddie and his team are absolutely amazing. So if you're looking for dedicated mentors, if you're looking for space, you can still be a virtual member and take advantage of the space. However, if you're looking for physical office space, again, that's getting very, very full. So congrats to MEC for being amazing. You can learn more about them at mec-fairfax.org. They are building out an event program for the rest of the year. So if any of you are interested in doing an event or speaking, that would be fantastic. Let us know and we can help make that connection. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to AJ.
Thank you, Jen. All right. So while we are in the meeting, please mute your microphones and phones, and also be courteous and respectful. After the presentation, you will have an opportunity to ask one question at a time. So when ready, please raise your hands. Next slide, please. All right, so today's presenter is Colleen Perlman, and she's going to talk about.
Yes. Good morning.
Good.
Thank you, AJ. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Colleen Perlman, and I started Let's Thrive Alive to help people, especially people who have suffered from heart attack or have heart disease, reclaim their health and feel better, even amazing, by helping them build simple, sustainable, and plant-forward eating habits. And plant-forward eating, it's on a continuum, but that kind of eating is the only way of eating that's been medically proven to improve your heart health and even mitigate existing heart disease. So my challenge question this morning is, how can a plant-based nutrition coach, such as myself, specializing in heart health, consistently find and convert my first 10 paying clients? Next slide, please. And go ahead and go to the next slide. I gave you the About Us. So a little bit of the history. It's all fairly new. I founded the company in 2025, and I had my first paying client in August of 2025. And I'm launching as we speak. So we'll put February 2026 as my, big launch. So we can move on. Yay! Next slide, please. So what problem does Thrive Alive solve? People with or at risk heart disease feel overwhelmed, and they're not totally sure where to start, and they're battling confusing advice, addictive foods everywhere, that sort of all or nothing thinking, and the belief that healthy eating is going to taste like not good, yucky. And they want to feel better, but they don't have a good, clear path. So when people come to me, they're not confused about whether they need to make changes to take better care of their heart. And they probably actually have a pretty good sense of what they, quote unquote, should be eating. I mean, even in mainstream counsel, eating 5 fruits and vegetables a day is definitely on the list, and whole grains and not processed food. But what they don't know is where to start, who to trust, and how to stay consistent in a world full of addictive and ultra processed foods and totally conflicting nutrition advice. So the way I think about it is they're sitting in their car and the car is turned on and they want to go to the best concert of their lives. So we're going to put that down for Rolling Stones, right? It's last tour, we want to get to the Rolling Stones. But they don't know how to get there. They don't really know where the concert is. They don't know if driving is the best way to get there. They're not sure if they have enough gas. So what I do is I come to them. I get in their car, I meet them where they're at, and I am their co-pilot, helping to guide them and get them as they drive to that ultimate destination. So through those simple, sustainable, plant-forward habits, they get to that place where they feel better and they get there quickly and easier because they're working with a coach. So the revenue streams that I'm looking at, and this is a phased in approach. So first I start with one-on-one coaching. I'm building my skill set, validating my core methodology. Then I'm moving to group coaching programs that scales that from that one-on-one. It increases the reach and it builds community. And it also has that high touch support. From there, I'm building digital courses. The digital courses are based now on what I've learned from one-on-one and group coaching. And at first, it's going to be a hybrid model where I'm combining that one-on-one group coaching with the digital courses. And eventually, probably the high touch would phase off. Also down the road, I want to build out that YouTube content. I have done YouTube videos and had some nice amount of beginner success with it. So the goal there is to expand that reach, expand that audience, and then also start to build the brand partnerships possibly, or the ad revenue monetization. And then finally, the holy grail at the end of this, where you really get to scale, is that subscription model, where you're charging people $5, $10, $15 a month to not fully realized yet, is that, you know, they're coming in for live cooking shows, they get a certain amount of group coaching. That in the future is not fully realized, but that's my holy grail, because if I have 1,000 people at $20 a month, you know, that's where I start to really get to real money that, you know, I can keep living where I live. So, so what do I offer? Next slide. So what is my value proposition? What do I offer? So I offer plant-forward lifestyle coaching through one-on-one sessions and group programs that help people build simple, sustainable habits that stick to improve their heart health. That includes, you know, losing weight, lowering their cholesterol, those markers that demonstrate better heart health. And you know, besides the markers, it's to feel great. It's to feel amazing and to feel like you're living a great life. And as a certified plant-based coach, I provide practical counsel, whether that's cooking counsel, grocery counsel, habit building support, and real-world strategies that make healthy eating doable and enjoyable. My target client is that midlife, so 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, who have had a heart attack, are being told by their doctor, your cholesterol's through the roof, you need to lose weight, lower cholesterol, all those things that we get told. But they're not really sure where to start, and they're looking for that clear guidance, the compassion, the concrete steps that help them feel unstuck and confident in their choices. What value do I provide? I combine plant-based, I have a certification in plant-based coaching, and I combine that with lived experience. I grew up believing that heart disease was my destiny. My father died when I was 8, when he was 44. My grandfather, my mother's father, same dealio. She was 8 or 9, he was like 45. Across the board, heart disease, grandma, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everyone had heart disease. And I was pretty sure that I was going to get it. And by my late 40s, my numbers reflected that. And then during the pandemic, I had a health scare and I knew I needed to do something. So I began adopting simple, sustainable, plant-forward habits. And through those plant-forward habits that I leaned into over time, I was able to lower my cholesterol, weight, and my overall risk profile. I was able to choose to do that without medication. I certainly will work with people who are using medication. I think they're complementary. But I just was at the doctor the other day and she said, you are golden. You are basically not at risk. I'm going to put that in air quotes. You are not at risk for heart disease at this point. So I was pretty excited about that. So that and then how am I different from others? Is that my next one? What differentiates me? I'm flexible. I'm not anything goes, right? I'm gonna have a hard time supporting someone on a full keto diet. But if you are flexitarian, trying to be Mediterranean, anything that is, I want to add more plants to my plate and I'm not sure how to do that, I can get behind. I am an advocate for going all the way, but I'm going to meet people where they are and take them where they want to go. If they say, I don't want to not eat meat, that's not where I want to be, I want to be a flexitarian, I'm there for that. And that sets me apart. So I'm not rigid or dogmatic. I'm not perfection. It's progress over perfection. My coaching is emotionally safe, it's shame-free, and it's grounded in real life. Because I transformed my health in later life. And by the way, I didn't learn how to cook until I was in my 50s. Okay? That's what the men folk were for. Yeah. And then with some change. So I help them build those sustainable habits that fit their lifestyle and how they want to live. So what companies could benefit from partnering with you? The companies that could benefit partnering with me are organizations serving people in midlife and beyond. So those folks, especially those focused on heart health, chronic disease prevention, employee wellness. I'm going to back off the employee space a little bit. That's not the first place I would go to, but healthy aging, those senior centers, cardiologists, primary care practices, those concierge GP practices, general practitioner practices, where people are, they want that high touch and they have the money. Cardiac rehab programs, fitness studios and personal trainers that would like the complementary, the nutrition coaching and senior centers. And what marketing channels? So I right now would like to focus on those relationship channels. So for example, right now on Saturday, I'm kind of excited. I'm going to be in front of a group called Mended Hearts. And they are volunteers who have had heart surgery that are now turned around and helping the next person who just recently had heart surgery. So I'm giving a presentation to them. So that's that community space. The next place I'm going is my GP, who I've had a few conversations with. And they said, yes, we absolutely need someone like you. We would love for you to come in. So those relationships, give a workshop, from workshop, do a free coaching session, and then hopefully convert. That's where I'm starting and building out an email list while I'm doing it. And I have a website, such as it is. You can look it up on Let's Thrive Alive, and then you can make fun of it. And if you go to my LinkedIn, it has nothing about this because my background is in marketing and paid media, so you will not find me there. And then eventually that YouTube, and more nearly, Facebook and Instagram. I have those channels. You will see nothing there except my logo. So let's talk about competitors. This is super important. There's 10 billion of competitors. Okay, let's get real. One kind of competitor is that subscription. The subscription-based information that you see online. Lots of information, self-guided. With me, they're getting hands-on support, meeting them exactly where they are. A lot more accountability. The next one that's really important is the online plant-based courses. So where I'm going to be eventually, but that digital course, but at least right now, I'm high touch and connecting with them. Also, I'm specifically for heart health, which I'm not finding anywhere. I'm not finding anything that's specifically heart health and plant-based. And then another important competitor are those registered dietitians / the cardiac rehab places are going to be connected with registered dietitians. I am not a registered dietitian. I'm complementary to a registered dietitian because where a registered dietitian is only going to give you about 15 minutes. They're very clinical and they'll be like, yeah, I don't think you should eat that. Whereas I'm much more compassionate, accountability, high touch. How can we actually build this habit? I'm very much about how do you build the habits in your everyday life and helping people address their challenges. And so I see that as complementary. So a cardiologist, you get stents and you get 5 minutes. They don't have time to spend. Same really with the registered dietitian. A registered dietitian isn't there to help you change your habits and how to learn how to build habit change. That's my specialty as a coach. And so I see them as complementary. And I think I did it. So next slide. So my challenge question again is, how do I get those first 10 paying clients? And how do I reach them? And how do I convert them? Right. Oh, I stayed up here.
Stay up here. So thank you, Colleen. That was
Thanks, John.
awesome. And of course, I'm a little bit biased about this subject.
John
So-
brought me in. John's my concierge, my ambassador.
Yep. So I am thrilled thrilled by Colleen's presentation. So let's see how we can help Colleen. So starting off, and we'll be bouncing between the room and online. And so it looks like Stephen Rinaldi is the first one up. Go ahead, Stephen.
You're on mute,
You're on mute, Stephen.
Yeah, that's not gonna help anybody. How do you land your first 10 clients? I mean, it varies wildly from industry to industry, person to person. Have you thought about podcasting? Because there are a lot of people with heart disease out there.
Great idea. I've considered it. High work, high touch, but certainly an audience growth. And I sort of see that as third level because I feel like that high relationship one is really important to start with.
And the other one is, there's an American College of Cardiology, and there may be like a Virginia chapter of it, et cetera, et cetera. If you could like exhibit at some of their meetings, which is an exhibitor passing, you might attract some attention there and you get some referrals from cardiologists.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Next, we have Melinda.
I'm going to do this in several rounds so that I could share the space. My biggest idea after listening to everything, and it's fabulous presentation. My husband had a stroke. I relate to a lot of what you're saying. My big idea is I think you need a cooking show, and you could start it as a podcast or whatever you want to do. And in it, you cook something for them, and while you're cooking, you talk about the great habits. I don't think anybody's really doing that. You could niche yourself and you could really build a big market. You would be able to probably get advertisers and supporters, like Five a Day and the Heart Association, Five Alive. And I'll come back with the other stuff so other people
Great.
can.
Yeah, on YouTube, I have a cooking show, and I did have one that really kind of went viral. I got to a million. It was on pasta crack.
All right. Thank you, Melinda. Jen Dalton in the room.
Oh, I came just for Jen.
That is not true. She said she came for James, but I'll take second place. Thrilled to have you here. Great presentation. I know I just went through the Plant Fair program at Green Fair, and it's an amazing program. And I think they would be a great partner because I know for me that accountability and what do you do next and how do you stay on top of that is huge. I love that you're doing the speaking. I would continue to do that, but I think it's the one-on-one referrals. So building relationships with chiropractors, with people who are already helping someone, dietitians, etc. You could think of a LinkedIn ad, but I really think this is a personal one-to-one. So I'll be your first client. I mean, I don't know how much you cost, but we can talk about that. But I do think that people need accountability and habit changing is hard. So, yes.
Fantastic.
Green Fair partnership for sure.
Yep.
If they would do that.
Oh,
I think
Yes,
that would
we
be
will.
That-
We'll definitely be talking about that. Thank you, Jen. Tom Scheib. Morning,
Good
Tom.
morning. I will invite you to my group Superior Options for Seniors to speak, and that would get you some more exposure. So contact me. My information is in the chat.
Fantastic, Tom. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All
And I
right,
don't
Tom.
believe you're 50.
I'm like 53, hey.
Oh,
Look like
wow, she's
40.
admitting it right here on live,
Fair.
right?
You're peaking.
That's right. There you go. Haven't hit midlife yet. All right, John Rutenberg.
Hey, Colleen, thank you so much. In your messaging, as you reach out, is your story starting at 8? Now, when you reach the ripe old age that you just quoted, you might not remember what it was like at 8, but your story was amazing. At 8, you first faced someone with heart disease, and that gave you the fear to change. And that's a phenomenal story. And as you reach out, whether it's both to referral sources, which I believe is one of 2 strategies to pursue, and you're right on point. The second is the geographic reach to get 10 new clients is possibly 1,000 to 1,500 people who live within 3 miles of you. And one-on-one coaching, to a certain degree, yes, it can be Zoom, but when people live close and you can build that geographic connection, that can build an amazing referral network of consumers. So I applaud you for presenting and for moving forward. And you've identified building out the referral network of the cardiologists, the internists. Sunrise Housing is a chain of senior living centers. Reaching the manager of one or two of them and make it, they buy in and they share it with the next group of Sunrise managers, and you begin to broaden. And then geographically, within a couple of miles of your house is an important market. And when you tell them about your fear, that's what people resonate on pain and how you solved it. And what you're selling is healthy hearts, ability to kickstart, and consistency. Those are benefits that have nothing to do with what you're eating. That's a function or a feature. Boring.
All right, John Rutenberg, thank you, sir. All right, AJ, you want to come up? You're in the room.
So adding to John Rutenberg's suggestions. So have you considered talking to the social workers? So those could be a good source for referring. You know, that is one suggestion I have, or anyone kind of connecting with the medical community.
Yeah.
So that could be one. Another is about the plant-based foods. Oh, like what kind of plant-based foods you are considering? I mean, one of the suggestions is the food, but also on the other hand, if I don't know what you're doing, but in the coaching, if you can add some kind of like, okay, you take turmeric, right? Or the green peppers. These are very good, you know, and we use those in our cooking. Those are the main, I mean, one of the ingredients. They have health benefits and they bring the taste of food, right? So if you can have that kind of a scenario, it's going to generate more interest from the.
Absolutely. I include the stuff that tastes good.
Yeah.
And herbs and spices are the magic.
Why I'm mentioning this because Costco.
Yeah.
You get all the capsules, the turmeric capsules and all that stuff. Yeah. You're gonna take those. But if you pay more money.
Yeah.
As well as there's no taste.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So generally whole food, plant-based and whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, not hyper processed, not vegan junk food. I got to walk down that hippie aisle at Giant going, vegan junk food is still junk food. So yeah.
Great.
Thank you. And I love the social worker idea.
All right. Oh boy, we
got one over here.
we got one over here. Let me grab James, then we'll come back to the room. James, welcome. Colleen is dying to hear what you have to
Here's
say.
me at back.
Colleen, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Sorry, I'm not there. Couple of things. Just for clarity's sake, your offer, I assume you have that baked in, like you know what your offer is going to be, or is it going to be customized for individuals, or is it a program?
Right now, my offer is a 4-week program and an 8-week program. A 4-week is just the Kickstarter, and really it's the foundational work. It's the, you know, what's your why, understanding your identity, like it's the foundation work. And the idea in that 4-week, then they would just be, of course, I want to work with you for 8 weeks. I'm afraid of starting at 8 weeks because untested product, they aren't going to want to commit to 8.
Okay. We need to have a conversation about your mindset around that.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
I'm afraid, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah. Yes, you should just do it. My second question is, one of the things you said was there's 10 billion of us, right? When you were going through your presentation, there's only one Colleen, and what I would suggest that you spend a little bit more time on is taking what Rutenberg said, your story, right? 8 years old, facing it for the first time. But also thinking more about like, what is it that truly separates you from everybody else? And generally what I'd be suggesting to you is, you know, what is a contrarian thing that you believe in that everyone else doesn't, how they're doing their thing, and what you're looking at as a contrarian way of doing it. And by picking on that and by promoting that and talking about that, you'll start to separate the people in your tribe who believe the same as you do, right? So this is going to take a little bit of education as to why you believe what you do, along with talking about, you know, Whole Foods and the veggie thing, and it's still bad for you, blah, 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 right? You know, you need to know how to put that together in one complete positioning statement, if you will, so you can actually talk about it. So I would definitely think a lot about the timeline is important, because you've got to think about like, what is the minimum time that someone needs to spend to see a result, right? It's got to be the result. It's not about getting you the foundation. That's not a result. It's what is the result after 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 16 weeks, whatever. I would ask you to think a little bit more about that and talk to me even with Jen through that. Because I think what's going to happen is if someone comes in for 4 weeks and there isn't a result that makes them go, hey, I want to stay on, then you've probably lost an opportunity. So just have a little think about what that timeline really should be to get a result. It's not the big result. It is just a result. I'm done.
Thank you. You're getting the hook.
James, keep your hands on the wheel. Hey, Stephen, we're going to jump to the room. I got Stephen Gladys coming up.
Yay.
All right, Stephen.
Right
here.
Okay, hi. For two things. One is if this were Shark Tank, my question to you is what's the scalability going on here? If you 10 million, billion, whatever, what's the scalability?
The scalability is in that subscription service. So probably fully baked idea, but it's in that service because there is no limit to how many people can be dialed into whatever the subscription is.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Weight Watchers and things like that. The second thing is, have you written a book yet?
No, sir.
Okay.
He is an expert at that.
I am. It's one of the few things I am an expert on. Is you probably should write a very short book, maybe 40, 50 pages, nothing big, and get on the speaking circuit and sort of promulgate this that way. But I think you need to think about scalability because this is very scalable, but you need to figure that out.
Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Stephen. Sure. All right, let's jump back online to Melinda.
I want to talk about insurance companies and hospitals. I think you could sell private label a program to them where you're doing it for them on a regular basis with patients that go through, because all the hospitals have programs that they take heart patients through. They really, and then I was part of a mentor program where there were people that were other people that mentored me on what I needed to do with my husband. But I think you should do it from the cooking point of view of how to prepare the foods. Last time I saw that effectively used as a technique, it was used to help people find jobs, and it was when I lived in Chicago. But I love the idea of to teach people better health, how to prepare things that are heart healthy, that are plant based, and other things. And I think if you went at it, and I put it in the chat, I was thinking like Johns Hopkins or any of the hospitals, any of the insurance companies. I think, again, insurance companies are always following up with you, picking up the phone saying, have you done this? They are looking for free programs. And if you private label it for them so that they have a weekly show or whatever it is that you produce just for them, that might give you a big idea of do everything else, but this could be a big idea that you work on for when you can close one of those and test it maybe with one of the local hospitals near where you live.
Right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Melinda. All right, Dan Linder. You're
Hey,
up.
Don, thank you. Hey, Colleen, nice to see you and great presentation. I think the world is consumed by the GLP meds right now, and it's like so quick, fast answer, but they don't work for everyone. And then the food guide pyramid, as you know, has been turned literally upside down, right? So people know what they want or may know what they want, but they just don't know how to get there. And I think we've heard the term mentioned. I've heard it several times today about Whole Foods. And I think Whole Foods, the store, is actually a probably good place because what population you want to serve is probably the more what I would want to serve is the more affluent type. Because having dealt with as a healthcare provider with the insurance company world for many years, there's not a lot of money in that, right? And so it's a going after the population. There's a lot of wealth in this area of people that will spend to get where they want to be. They are here on the map and they want to get to the other side. They just don't know how to get there. So I think there's a population that needs your help and expertise. And as somebody suggested, making a video, getting a few clients, and I think James referred to this. I would service the living crap out of those people and turn them into references and turn them into videos so that you can get. I mean, 10 is. I mean, I think you can get 10 very easily.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Next, we got.
So that's what I would add.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much for the presentation.
For
It was
sure.
awesome.
Thank you.
Not sure if it's earth-shattering idea, but we talked about podcasts. Somebody brought it up. Maybe not doing your own podcast, but being a guest on one.
Mhm.
It's kind of less, I think, costly and kind of you don't need to build infrastructure yourself. So just get yourself invited. I think that would be good. Another thing is, I'm not sure if you thought about yoga communities, your local yoga communities. They do a lot of retreats, and there are some people who are already kind of practicing that plant-based.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of people like myself. When I was going through some stuff in my life, I had to adjust my diet, etc. And I did yoga, so I was kind of new to yoga. And I see a lot of flyers in the yoga studios of different things that people advertise, whether kind of that goes along with that community.
Mhm.
So I think that could be cost effective and simple thing to do. Just
Great.
kind of introduce yourself to your like local yoga studios.
Yep. Great.
So
Thank
that's
you.
it.
Thank
Yep.
you, Max.
Sure.
All right, we're going to jump back online. We're going to go back to Sanal. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
Right.
So it was a great presentation, Colin, and it's a great idea. I think so nowadays that is much needed because the way kind of, the health industry and especially the food industry, people are eating outside a lot and the food is so unhealthy and causing all these issues. So I think so you have hit on the right kind of, right point. On top of the all suggestions which have been given, which are great, what I would like to add on here is like one of the idea I liked about is a cooking show. So what you can do, another thing is like maybe create the short YouTube videos. Also, another addition is a TikTok. There is a lot of population because of the teenager, the parents are on the TikTok too. So I think having a lot of like TikTok shorts and YouTube shorts will be a great idea. And do a lot of like when you are doing this, probably you can do is have some videos taken and post them as a reels on the social media, and that would kind of boost a lot of interest.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanal. All right, we're going to jump back into the room to John Norris.
Two things. One is I think as an idea, just listening to you and trying to put together your business model, I think it would be an excellent part of that 4-week program to take me shopping and walk me through Whole Foods and let me read labels. I think if I can, of all the habits, if I buy the right food and keep the right food in my house, I'm going to eat better. If I buy what you call it vegan junk food,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like if I think that that's healthy without or I'm not sharing with you, I'm sneaking those snacks. So I think a shopping experience, whatever you need to price or offer that.
Paid for that right now.
That's what I'm saying. Or as a loss leader up front, say for whatever, $99, I'll take you shopping. And I'll give you a $25, gift card towards your
Yeah.
purchases back or something like that. And then the second thing, I think in building out your model, I understand you want to scale, and I get it. We all want to scale. But I think with you being a single solo entrepreneur who is the business, I mean, without you, there's nothing. You're the knowledge, you're going to be running all the programs. You have to think small initially and really, just like you're saying, focus hard on finding those first 10 or 15 clients and focus locally. I think while podcasts might, how you reach it, what cost is it for you to advertise that to try to get people and they don't know you? At least in a local, you could be, was it 6 degrees of separation, a lot easier to find those reference points, and that's where you're going to find your first gold. I
Mhm.
really think so.
Okay.
Seminars like in person, like you're doing,
Yeah.
really would encourage you to do as much of that as possible.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John Norris. Well, with that, we're going to stick with the string of Johns. John Rutenberg is up again.
Again, I have to compliment the rooms. The ideas that are popping out are phenomenal. Colleen, you're going to have trouble when you go back and watch this, prioritizing the amazing ideas. One that's not amazing, but it kind of builds on John Norse's comments. I would suggest creating a list of 50 people you know. And out of that, 10 of them are likely to become your newest customers. And it's going to be because you're going to do it on a beta testing basis. You can come up with a better name, but a beta test, you're introducing something that they need. The list would have to be folks who have need, a budget, and it may be a very low budget. I'm not as focused on being profitable as getting a track record and testimonials. But your ideal customer is someone who has some level of heart disease or symptoms where the doc has said to them, hey, you got to do something. And I have a friend who had a heart attack in the fall, and he said to me, and I'm not giving up burgers, fries, and stuff like that. Simple as that. Okay, so people live their life differently, and he's not a good candidate for you. But other people wake up and change their habits. So you probably know any number of people who are in that category, because as you have first reached your 50s, people around you start having stuff. So I would go to them. I stop so that, yeah, I would go to them. And I would be less concerned about my price for the moment. And I'd take them on the shopping trip just to get the testimonials.
Thank you, John Rutenberg. We're going to jump back to the room. Alonzo. Alonzo's new. Welcome, Alonzo.
Hello, everybody.
Come on.
Good to meet you, everybody. Colleen, right?
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm actually a health coach myself.
Oh.
And I've been struggling getting clients and all that stuff. So we can probably share ideas and actually I already have a website and I created 2 programs. We can probably talk at some point and you can introduce those programs and we can the idea is to create a community and help people out. Yeah. My story is really simple. I used to be have issues in my early 40s, digestive issues, retaining water, back pain, lots of things. And I became vegan. I was vegan for 4.5 years. And then after that, I started learning about food and fitness. 10 years later, I started doing triathlons and my life completely changed. So I believe in movement and diet as the first step to solve whatever issue you have in your body.
Great. Well, we will definitely.
Absolutely. And yeah, that will be great to share ideas and to help each other.
Very good. Thank you.
Of course.
Excellent.
Thanks, Alonzo. Sure thing. Oh, we got Jen Dalton in the room. Back up here, Jen.
Just two thoughts going back to your challenge question. I might do a pilot group program, like with 5 people. And say, here's the discounted rate to do sort of the beta test, like Rutenberg was talking about. Have people sign up, and then they can also refer a friend or bring someone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that means they get an hour of free coaching, or they get to go shopping at Whole Foods with you or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one. I think the second would be if you wanted to do like a cooking night out, like have someone host you at their house to show how to cook, invite their girlfriends over or guy friends or whatever. Like that could be fun where they could get to know each other, talk more about what don't you know, you could talk about myths, because there's so much education that's missing. My last thought would just be, I think doing a short 30-second minute reel, maybe not even that long, on myths about whether it's GLP-1s, myths about eating meat, eating plants, whatever it is, because there's so many things people don't know. And I know doing the Green Fair program, like I felt different after 3 days. So you really do see real results quickly. So those are my thoughts.
Excellent. Thank
Awesome,
you.
John, yeah.
I'm really grateful these are being written down.
Yeah.
And
All
recorded.
recorded, written down. All right, next up we have online, we've got James. Welcome back, James. Still driving?
Still driving with no hands. So I want to expand a little bit on this whole group concept, because I never thought of this until John and then Jen brought this up. So my coach, there's a thing called a case study program. And the case study program is designed for coaches who are under a certain level of revenue. And the idea being that, hey, we're going to get you to a certain point in this amount of time, and you become a case study for the program. And so what happens is they can come in at a lower price point, and it creates a cohort, right, for, let's call it 10 weeks, Colleen. So you could think about doing something along those lines where now, hey, I've got my 16-week program, which is like top tier program. But hey, I've also got a case study program for people who just want to come in and try it. And let's call it your light program. And you run that, say, for 10 weeks. And instead of it being $500 a month, it's $200 a month. And you're going to take 5 to 8 people in, right? And so you could conceivably just run on the pretext that whatever results you get, you become a case study for my program. He fills his program every single month. Like every single month he fills it. Now, he's done a lot of work and he's got a lot of brand, and that's a big deal. But it is something that we might want to think about to start getting things rolling, especially if you're getting out and doing talks, because your talks are the best place to say, hey, I'm starting this, let's call March 1st, right? Our case study program starts March 1st. If you're interested, let's have a conversation. I'm only taking 5 or 8 people. So now you're creating scarcity, right, inside the program. And it's usually $500 a month. We're doing it for $200, but here's the deal. You become a case study for my entire program. You will get people that will jump in, 100%. So just something to kind of bounce around and think about.
I like it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, James. Colleen got a double dose of James. Melinda, you're up.
One of the things that it was kind of like, why didn't I think of this earlier? Diabetics. I mean, there is so much that diabetics have to learn how to read, and many of them are overweight. And for many times, because I remember when I was pre-diabetic, they would always say, well, lose weight. Well, I had endometriosis, so doing a lot of things was difficult for me. I was on drugs for the endometriosis, which blew up my body and all this other stuff. And healthy eating habits, and I've probably had those my whole life, but most people don't have them. Learning to use olive oil. I mean, a lot of the real basics of things that you're talking about in skills that you could put together and actually work with different communities, and especially diabetics as well as heart people. Look for meetup groups too, because they may already be out there and you could be a guest speaker.
Well, Jen told me niches are in riches. Riches are niches. So I'm starting with heart
Niches,
health.
not riches.
Niches are riches.
Yeah.
But I'm starting with heart health, but right adjacent to it are diabetics. So a lot of people that are in that office for heart are also diabetics. So it's on my list, but I'm starting with heart.
Okay, and that's fair, but I will also remember that when I became a diabetic, My doctor's office gave me 4 times with the nutritionist in their office. And we didn't talk about nutritionists as folks that you should be talking to. They've got a lot of time. There are a lot of nutritionists in the Fairfax County area. Are you in Baltimore or are you?
No, I'm just across the river.
Oh,
in
okay. Yeah.
Maryland.
Oh, okay. But there are a lot of nutritionists all over, and putting a program together that is heart healthy for them may be another way to go, or even maybe licensing your program to them or figuring out a way you can make a little bit of money on it.
Great.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Great, thank
Okay.
you, Melinda. All right, we are gonna wrap up. We have one last question for Colleen.
Well, you guys have obviously done amazing with all these inputs, but I'll throw one last question out and you can just give me a raise of hands. And it kind of speaks to what Rittenberg was saying is, do I want to tap? I have a Facebook community, my personal community of about 800 people. And I truly actually know these people. About 500 I know personally because I go to music all the time. We see each other and we dance and we get down. Do I want to launch and speak to them? Raise of hands, yes. There's my answer. Thank you very much. Won't be creepy. So,
All right.
all right. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And really appreciate it. Okay, I'm not going anywhere.
All right, the final question for you,
That was my
Colleen.
final question.
Oh, yeah, look.
We have a question for you, Touche.
Oh, okay. What can you help me with today?
Yes.
I don't know. Squirt me up with some confidence juice, please.
All right.
You know, this is scary, but you know, I watch these things on the internet. You know, you can make a coach and make millions of dollars, and then you sit in your room and you're like, yeah, right. So, you know, just that self-confidence, believing that it could actually happen.
Great. Well, thank you, Colleen.
So,
Awesome.
thank you.
All right, turn it back to
Thank
AJ.
you.
All right, thank you, John.
Yeah.
So folks, looks like there are few more people who are here. So if you haven't introduced yourself, please come and introduce if you are in person. Or if you are online, please raise your hand and introduce yourself. Sir, are you new? Okay, come on up. You don't have to be.
I said everything already, no, but.
Come on up, you can introduce again.
Just name, company, and how you heard about us.
My name is Alonso Ruiz. The company name is Sano 1K. My idea is to promote health through movement and diet. Those two main course use people in their 40s and their 50s to regain energy and, you know, try to challenge themselves and think about working out for your 50s. It's not working out for your 50s, it's for your 60s, and working out for your 60s, for your 70s, and so on.
How'd you hear about us?
Through John.
Fantastic.
Great.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
John Rudenberg, did you have a question or are you good?
He's new.
I'm not new, I'm newer, but I want you to make sure that we capture the names and emails and phone numbers of everyone in the room, particularly those who may not be on Zoom also. So please make a sign-up sheet and ask everyone to sign in.
All right. So next week's presenters, it could be you, or you can bring your friends. Now you've seen how Colleen has presented. You could be, so what we did in this case, here are the benefits. You get to present, we help you prepare the presentation, and you get a critique from about 30 plus people. And then once you get the critique, take it back, improve upon, and come back again to present. So just imagine 1 million cups Fairfax is working like your advisory board. And that is free, no cost to you. Where else you gonna get this? So come on, folks, come attend, present, and even you'll get the sponsorship opportunities. We made it so easy for you. You can scan the code or take a flyer home and do it. Next slide, please. So here is a list of our upcoming events. Scan the QR code, attend, and can someone please have the information in the chat about the events?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, next slide, please. Well, watch us on our videos on YouTube and on Facebook as we post in there. And also, please follow us on X, LinkedIn, and Facebook. All you need to do is scan this code or take the flyer home, and you can follow us from there as well. We made it so easy for you. Next slide, please. So if you have a few minutes, stick around for a while and build authentic connections. Thank you.